We opened the restaurant November 7th, 1989. It was myself and two other partners. We came out here to the Inland Empire, the Riverside area, found a location for a freestanding building. We opened the restaurant and it's been good ever since. My name is Dean Bergstrom. I'm the owner of Ancho's Southwest Grill and Bar. We chose the name Ancho's because we like just kind of, it had a nice little ring to it, but the big key is that the Ancho's is the name of a chili, and we use that chili in a number of our recipes here at the restaurant. My original partners and I worked in the Texas area in the early 80s, came back to California in the late 80s, and decided maybe we would try some of that cuisine here in the Southern California area. And at that time, in particular, New Mexican cuisine, New Mexican art was very, very popular, so it was kind of a trendy thing to do at that time. We have generations that come into Ancho's for celebratory reasons. A lot of times, whether they're celebrating the birth of a child, whether they're celebrating birthdays period, whether they're celebrating anniversaries. I think we've worked very hard at that and been very, very successful at that. We'd like Ancho's to be a family-friendly environment, a restaurant where people can come and build relationships and history. And we've done a lot of that. We've worked very hard at working within the community. One of our keys to being able to do that is also creating a family environment amongst our staff and our employees. We hire a lot of local young individuals in high school or in their early college years that this is their first job. We take them in, we kind of grow them. We have a lot of long-term staff that also will coach a lot of those younger staff along, which will help us create that family community. In the late 80s, my original partners and I, we looked around all over Southern California. Riverside was really the only spot where we could have a freestanding restaurant built for us that we would basically lease back. So financially it worked for us. Opening a restaurant, I think any restaurateurs or restaurant manager's dream sometimes is a lot of time to have his own restaurant. So that was definitely our dream with my the original three partners here. We came out and found this spot in La Sierra. We knew it would be a bit of a challenge as the area was not that developed at that point in time. But we took a chance, we took a gamble, as a lot of stuff is, and we just worked very, very hard at establishing our name and our brand. And now, after 35 years, we're there. Ancho's is definitely a family-owned restaurant. Obviously, myself, I work here on a full-time basis and have, actually more than a full-time basis. Anybody in the restaurant business will know that. All of my children have worked here over the years. They've now all grown up, graduated college, and have pursued their own careers. Unfortunately, none of them wanted to do the restaurant business. Yes, it's definitely a family-owned business. We currently have 92 employees. Many of them are part-time. As I've said before, they're younger. They're going to high school or college. They have a lot of activities, obviously schoolwork. Their education is their priority. We work very, very hard at accommodating their schedules for classes, for activities, while still being able to spend some time working. We do have about 30 full-time employees. Many of them are in the back of the house, the culinary staff that work with us on a full-time basis.
Mysterious pneumonia outbreak in Wuhan, China.
A new type of coronavirus.
A team of experts from the World Health Organization have now left quarantine in Wuhan to begin their research into the origins of COVID-19.
Coronavirus being reported outside China for the first time. Overnight, cases have been confirmed in Pakistan and Brazil for the first time.
In the past 2 weeks, the number of cases of COVID-19 outside China has increased 13-fold, and the number of affected countries has tripled.
It is now official. Canada has its first confirmed case of the new strain of coronavirus.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has confirmed the first U.S. case has been detected in Washington state.
We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Across the country, officials putting drastic measures in place to fight this pandemic. Here's what we know right now. The entire state of California ordered to stay at home. That's 40 million people. The global death toll has now topped 10,000. Almost 250,000 cases have been recorded.
COVID emerged in the early part of 2020, and I think as a lot of us in this country or in this world really didn't think it was going to be quite as devastating as it was. But then in March of 2020, when basically the entire world shut down due to COVID, we realized it was very real, very devastating, and a very ugly situation. We did everything we could to adapt to the COVID. We followed all the protocols that were given to us by the governing authorities. We shut down. It was amazing that that we did as much takeout food as we could. I mean, I really thought that that was going to be the end of us when that happened. I had no idea that people would order that much to-go food. And our customers, our community, rounded about us, and they just took great care of us. They came in and took care of the staff very well. We ordered a lot of food. We actually had to switch up our programs, our operational procedures to do takeout food, not in-house dining, which was quite a shift. But we made it work. Where our employees, our staff, they just all teamed together. Everybody realized that we were kind of in the same ugly boat together. We worked very, very hard at making that work. You had to spend, like I say, we seemed like we had to open a new restaurant every few months as the protocols would change and what we could and couldn't do, whether it was outside dining or pickup only or limited seating or whatever. But we were constantly changing for the period of probably almost 3 years. One of the pillars of the restaurant is we make everything in-house and from scratch. That was what we started with 35 years ago. From our dressings to our sauces, to chopping our own tomatoes, chopping our own onions, everything is done inside the restaurant. And that goes right down to the tortillas. So we make all of our tortillas from scratch. On a given day, a busy day, we'll probably generate over 10,000 tortillas. Our tortilla machine sits right in the middle of the restaurant to highlight that. All we're doing is just dropping a masa ball in and letting it make tortillas. The difficult part is making the masa in the back and then generating that into those small dough balls. The most popular dish we have at the restaurant are our steak fajitas. They are really the highlight. That's what we really wanted to do when we opened the restaurant. It's an outside cured steak that's grilled over an open wood fire, then sliced up, served over onions and peppers. That's accompanied with fresh-made guacamole, pico de gallo, and then once again you take those fajitas and you wrap them in one of those fresh flour tortillas. That's just an outstanding combination, and that's been our, pardon my pun, but that's been our bread and butter for 35 years. I think probably my second favorite dish is our seafood enchiladas. We take fresh crab, shrimp, we saute that up in a light garlic butter. We take that, roll that into 3 enchiladas, top that with red and green sauce or Christmas sauce, we call it New Mexico, and that's just a dynamic dish. The question of opening a chain restaurant continually comes up, and it has for years. And we have decided that is definitely not something that we want to do. We are very community-based here in Riverside. This has worked. We love our family here in this community. You're going to lose all of that when you start developing multiple locations. The greatest love of being a restaurant owner is our guests, the satisfaction of pleasing them, and also our employees. Both of them are just make the place dynamic, make the place fun. We've gotten to the point now where it's amazing in this community. I spend a lot of time thanking our guests for coming in, and it's amazing how many of our guests thank us for being here. They saw the effects of COVID and what that had on all areas of business, and they're just very, very appreciative we're here. It's great to work with a lot of our staff. I've mentioned a lot of them are very young. Some of them it's their first job. they've been able to develop. We actually grow those staff members. We give them the opportunity to work in an environment where they learn about business, they learn about interactions, they learn how to be sociable with people, and a lot of them have gone on and been very, very successful in this community as they pursue their careers. I'm usually here 5 to 6 days a week, and I eat at the restaurant 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day. And then often I'll even come in on my days off. So I eat here all the time. I have never gotten tired of the food. As a matter of fact, I'm always excited to figure out what I'm having for lunch or dinner.